Yo, what's going on? We got Billboard Breakdown High 100, June 7th, 2025. Bloodline, cliche, Latina Foreva. As you can see, I've gotten some new glasses. I can see better now. I hadn't been to the eye doctor in 2 years. And they were like, yeah, you probably should have changed this shit a long time ago. My fucking prescription was fucked. Anyway, I know I'm so late to this shit, but and you're probably like, well, no, actually, you have you're summer. You don't have any school. Shut the fuck up. I still do have school. I have summer school, okay, but it's gonna end in a week. Yeah, it's gonna end in a week, and I also have work. So I'm employed now. I know it hurts to hear, but I'm getting the bread. So we got a meal here. We got fucking meat and caterpillars. I don't even know what I'm eating. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. But my mom gave it to me and it was good before, so we're gonna fucking eat it. Yeah, let's get into it.
Hey there, I'm Mark, in affiliation with Spectrum Pulse, and what do you know, a cool down week. Shame it's not better. And it's Billboard Breakdown. I don't remember. Should have seen this coming. I knew that Morgan Wallen was going to have a sweeping impact on the Hot 100, blowing away a bunch of old songs. But I also made the assumption that once he was gone, we'd have a flood of new, potentially interesting and better material coming in, and boy was I wrong. Not only do we have as many returns as we got new songs, the larger issue is that there's just not much competition going right now getting pushed to the Hot 100. So Morgan Wallen's just squatting there.
Don't worry. Taylor is coming. Brace for impact, guys.
I'm sure that at this point the fandom's large enough to keep this from falling off that much post-album bomb, but it is a systemic issue if the music industry isn't even going to try to compete here. This feels embarrassing. And you know what, speaking of embarrassments, our top 10, where, as I predicted, Ordinary by Alex Warren went to number 1. Now, truth be told, I'm not actually that down on this.
I'm actually liking this song is kind of growing on me a little bit. I can't lie to you, it goes like, of the ordinary, It's kind of growing on me a bit. It's not bad. It's not definitely not as bad as the other, like, adult, contemporary, fucking bit-ass type songs. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's that bad. Now, we'll just have to see if Overplay will kill it for me. But, yeah, no, it's not bad.
Song. I don't think it's particularly good in comparison with some other Alex Warren songs, but it's fine, I guess. But after getting told for months that nobody wants this style of music to come back, this is likely set up to sit on the top of the charts for months until we get a major drop. All the factors are in play on all channels.
Don't worry, Taylor Swift
is coming. There
is
competition from Morgan Wallen here, so let's talk about what Ordinary only narrowly beat out. What I Want, featuring Tate McRae at number 2, which handily won on streaming, and it's got some sales, but they're going to need to push it a hell of a lot harder to make up any radio gap. Compare this to the next 2 Morgan Wallen songs, Just in Case at number 3, which is still on the upswing on the radio, and I'm the Problem at
damn, they really stood firm.
number 4,
no?
Where the streams are there and might support the radio, now seeming to get sick of this. Good. Then we got Luther by Kendrick Lamar and SZA at number 5. And what makes me chuckle is that even as the radio is aggressively dumping this, the streaming position went right back up. I don't think this is going anywhere. Same case for Shabuzi with the bar song Tipsy, which actually gained a spot to number 6 because radio programmers got kind of skittish at dropping one of the better, fun, cross-genre radio singles that they've had in recent memory.
Bro, I don't fucking know why these radios are stupid. Like, these radio stations, bro, it's the same thing. Look, radio, if you like Benson Boone so much, if you like Teddy Swim so much, if you like Shabuzi so much, they have other songs that are on the chart. Fuck the old songs. I know, well, people like the old songs. People will like the new songs. Well, even if they don't even fucking like it, they're not, like, bad to play. I don't understand. Now, I'm not giving much credit to radio stations, because I did hear I've been hearing that new Benson Boone song a little bit more, I'm sorry I'm here for someone. And I've been hearing Mystical Magical. Very weird. I've also been hearing good news more recently, which is good. But the fact that these songs are still close to the top 10, like Lose Control, Beautiful Things, a bar song, just let them go. They have other songs. Like, Jesus Christ, it's
Right.
okay.
It actually overtook Die With a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, now down at number 7. The streaming position recovery wasn't exactly great, and the radio is getting rid of it. It's not surprising it's falling back. So naturally, we got Lose Control by Teddy Swims back in the top 10 at number 8, because even as
This guy fucking dropped a whole extra album, and we still have this shit in the top 10.
the radio is trying to get rid of this, the streaming went right back
Like,
up.
Bad Dreams, The Door. Like, we could have made them as big as Lose Control. If you wanted to, radio, if you love fucking Teddy Swims so much. But no, we still have this bum-ass song at the top 10. Like, come on, bro.
I would say this opens a door for Nokia by Drake to make another run as well at number 9, but he actually saw a lesser streaming recovery than Lose Control, and the radio was somehow even more done with him. Unfortunately, they're not quite done yet with Benson Boone, where Beautiful Things is back at number 10 on a streaming recovery, even as the radio is trying to dump this song. Just not quickly enough, because we're not going to be that lucky.
So maybe it's the fucking people of America. People of America, what are we doing? He has other songs.
Speaking of which are losers and dropouts, where before I just rattle off a long list of Morgan Wallen songs, there were a couple notable exits that will make the year-end list for 2025. Specifically, well, okay, Smile by Morgan Wallen just not having enough to stick above the top 50, along with 2 Bad Bunny tracks, DTMF and Ballet Inolvidable. Why Billboard actually chose to follow their recurrency rules here in comparison with other places, we'll get onto that later. But now into the list of losers. They're all Morgan Wallen songs. From the top down, Superman at 20, Eyes Are Closed at 45, TN at 48, Kick Myself at 50, I'm a Little Crazy at 51, Where'd That Girl Go at 53, Skull, Chevy and Browning at 54, Falling Apart at 55, Kiss Her in Front of You at 57, and If You Were Mine at 58. Then we got Missing at 67, Don't We at 68, Genesis at 71, Jack and Jill at 72, Miami at 78, Revelation at 80,
Yeah, it just keeps going.
Track at 84. Yes, Morgan Wallen is apparently so dominant, he's got a song called Interlude be one of the biggest in the United States. Implications might be obvious. Finally, number 3 and number 7 with Eric Church at 85, Leaving's The Least I Can Do at 89, Come Back as a Redneck with Hardy at 90, The Dealer with Ernest at 93, Drink Until It Does at 94, and LA Night at 99. So, okay. What's going to replace all this? Well, on our returns, at least, it's kind of a mixed bag, to be honest. I like that The Largest by Big X The Plug is just never going away at 96, but the rest are Fix What You Didn't Break by Nate Smith at 92, Busy Woman by Sabrina Carpenter at 97, and Feel It by David at 100. That is not impressive. And yet, while we have gains,
Fuck you.
unsurprisingly for 2025, there's not as many as you would expect, and even fewer that are worth endorsing. So let us start with 2 that should not be here at all. Yes, Indigo by Sam Barber and Avery Anna's at 66, and Peekaboo by Kendrick Lamar and AZ Chike at 70. They picked up gains. Just to cover my bases, Squabble Up also went up to 43. But those other 2 songs, not enough to be in the top 50. They should be in recurrency at this point. If Billboard can't even stick to their own most obvious rules, it gives grifting morons who don't understand the charts like DJ Academic space to question your validity. Or do we have to run through the debacle of the statement you put out in 2020 when 6ix9ine exposed you? Come on! Anyway, the only gain from a new arrival from last week came to Shake It to the Max, Fly by Molly, Silent Addy, Skillabang, and Shensia at 60.
That is really weird that they don't, like, just be really consistent with everyone with the concern. That's just really fucking weird. I don't know. And it's kind of in front of our faces. I don't know if it's like some type of fucking like not money laundering, but like money scheme happening. Like, oh yeah, you fucking pay us $2 million, we're not gonna put you in recurrency. Like, I don't understand like the inconsistency with it. I mean, it's a pretty like, it's not really a vague rule, is it?
I would not be surprised if this became a club hit, at least for this summer. They need the upbeat stuff. And then we got the songs that didn't lose last week, trying to capitalize on newfound position, like Sports Car by Tate McRae surging to 25, Weren't for the Wind by Ella Langley at 34, and Whiskey Drink by Jason Aldean at 77. Might as well run through the few other country songs that are backed by Nashville radio and picked up gains. Am I Okay by Megan Maroney at 40, Backup Plan by Bailey Zimmerman and Luke Combs at 52, Happened to Me by Russell Dickerson at 59, After All the Bars Are Closed by Thomas Rhett at 64, and I guess we could include Good News by Shabuzi at 46 here as well. I'm happy that it became a minor hit at least. It's gonna make the year-end list. That's kind of cool. Then I guess the rest. From Somber, we got Undressed at 29 and Back to Friends at 36. Love Me Not by Raven Lene at 37. Abracadabra by Lady Gaga at 41. Mystical Magical by Benson Boone at 42.
Moonbeam Ice Cream.
Cry For Me by The Weeknd at 47. And Dark Thoughts by
They
Lil Tecca
they
at
played
56.
Cry For Me a lot on the radio. A lot. It's very weird. Because I don't remember them ever playing. Like, you would think Dancing in the Flames, even though Dancing in the Flames wasn't on the album, you would think Dancing in the Flames is a way safer radio hit than Cry For Me. I don't know, Cry For Me just, I mean, it was like the lead single, right? But like, it doesn't scream like radio hit, you know? But like, I've heard it like at least 10 times on the radio at this point. Like, it's insane.
Finally, finish this off. Party For You by Charlie XCX.
It's not, it doesn't even go crazy on streaming. Like, I don't even think it's in the top 50.
By Drake and Party Next Door at 63. Marlboro Rojo by Fuerza Regida at 73. They also got Me Hollow with Grupo Frontera at 79. And Wim Whamly by Pluto and YK Nice holding on 75. Now for our list of new arrivals. There's only 4 of them. I'm certainly not going to complain given my current backlog on my main channel. Let's get this started with number 88, Somewhere Over Laredo by Lainey Wilson.
Dreaming about those rodeo nights, laid there on the banks of the river.
Nah, not really for me, I guess.
New silver buckle on your jeans next to mine.
I think my usual gauge of quality with
I like
Lainey
her
Wilson
voice, though.
these days
You know,
is whether
I
she
never-
can get a good
She probably is like my favorite like female vocalist in country.
enough song around Jay Joyce's
Probably.
production. And on her album from
Or
last
Maren
year,
Morris. I like Maren
well,
Morris.
she got there more often than not. I wouldn't have minded some of those songs getting pushed as singles rather than from another deluxe edition single, because apparently someone at Broken Bow wants to milk a little bit more publicity for her. Not surprising. But you know, that's not entirely on her, and I've seen a decent amount of buzz that this song could be a really strong one. Not just with commercial pedigree, but some level of critical acclaim as well. And I gotta be honest, when I heard that slight interpolation of Judy Garland's Somewhere Over the Rainbow with those few notes opening up the hook, I'll admit I rolled my eyes, especially when the song didn't really do anything more with that interpolation, and it put me in the mind of a much better song. Not saying it's bad, the piano balances out well with the reverbed, aching fiddle and the guitar, and Lainey Wilson does a fine enough job selling the sadness of the road when she'd rather be with her partner down on the ground, which is where I get to mention that partner is still Duck Hodges, meme backup quarterback from the Pittsburgh Steelers from the 2019 season.
What?
But I don't know, I feel like Lainey Wilson's tone is a little rusty and sharp to hit that high note on the hook. It's missing a certain sweetness to stick the landing with this interpolation. Again, it is decent, I get why folks like this, but given how many times I've seen some other acts in country get ripped for interpolations that are just as obvious and questionably executed as this, I'm not really gonna give it a pass. All I'm saying? Number 74, Latina Forever by Carol G. It always feels like I'm more surprised than I should be when a new Carol G album cycle is kicking into gear. She runs up the numbers, this is probably gonna get an album bomb and it'll be pretty good for it, so I think some expectations are kind of fair going in. And thus some of a few
Song is
lines.
fire, bro.
On the one hand, the stock reggaeton beat is mixed so loud and close that I feel like I can hear it literally.
Nah, this is
clipping
actually kind of a
from
banger,
the
I can't
mix.
lie.
And that's
This is
kind
a
of a
banger.
shame because the plucky guitars and the dramatic strings that are lurking amidst the reverb, they had some melodic melodic flavor I wanted to hear complement Karol G's tightly multi-track delivery. There was potential there. And for the content, well, for as much as Karol G has coyly flirted with queerness, this is a pretty damn horny song when translated, entirely about celebrating the bodies of women in the most brazen way imaginable, including her own. I refuse to engage in
Wait,
some
so this isn't for me? Are you serious? Oh, this is like gay? Ah. Damn it.
truly stupid queer-baiting discourse, especially given that Karol G's already gone through and it's nobody's business what or who she likes. But also,
sorry guys, like, bro, like, come on, bro, how was I supposed to know, you know?
In certain spaces, I can imagine playing this might be a risk, or performing it. I just wish the mixing was a little better so I could like it more. It's obviously not for me, but in the execution, you know, it does sound a little by the numbers, especially with the percussion. It doesn't make the most of its assets. Pun only partially intended. Number 62, Cliche by Machine Gun Kelly. I got a lot of right in me, but I don't wanna say.
Yeah, I think it's catchy. I think it's good. Like, it's obviously so on the note. I mean, it's like fucking called Cliche, right? Like, he knows what he's doing. That's the whole point of the song.
Okay, you know what? Some of this is your fault. You only let MGK get the one hit off of Tickets to My Downfall, which again, it was a great album. Bloody Valentine, Forget Me Too with Halsey, they were right there. So instead of a kick-ass pop rock revival, we get this dreck that the kid Leroy probably would have turned down. What's truly strange about this, beyond the
I was like that every day.
This guy into thinking he should be a pop star, is that you can acutely hear every part of him straining to be rougher and more interesting.
But that's the joke, though. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, oh, who said this guy's supposed to be a pop star? That's the joke, though. The song is called Cliche. He's being like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing the cliche thing that a white guy would do in the pop music industry. Like, that's literally what it's for.
Bring back trace of that intensity that made his rock elements.
Like, when have you ever seen MGK dancing in like fucking choreography? He's literally at the end of the video. He's gonna show this later, but like at the end of the video, he's literally dancing in the rain, like with this girl. Like, it's the most cliche fucking white guy like love song ever. Like,
somewhat compelling, but that's warring with the
like, I understand what he's going for
everywhere else. Besides the,
I don't know, I might be the only defender of this song.
The title or the self-awareness.
Like, look at what is even happening in this video? Like, look, man, I don't know, I might be the only defender of this song.
Deconstruction to underscore said cliches. If he barely sounds like he cares, why should I? The most I can give it is that the hook is halfway catchy and there's some percussive bounce around the reverbed echo of the guitars. MGK has a better sense of momentum and groove than I think he'll ever get credit. But the more I found myself trying to enjoy all the choppy acoustics to build up that momentum or climax, he'll moan through the auto-tune, and I'll remind myself this feels like the bastard offspring of Juice WRLD and Shawn Mendes. But let's be real. Since Bad Boy Records is in the midst of imploding, courtesy of, well, everything Diddy related, it's probably left MGK in the lurch career-wise, and I'm not sure he's got the management or backing on Interscope at the moment to push anything beyond the safest and blandest songs imaginable. It'll probably
that's
up a radio hit because 2025.
That's actually kind of a good theory. I can't lie.
Desperate need of any sort of momentum.
That would make sense.
Fun for the summer, but God, it's sad. And pretty far from good. And finally, number 32, Bloodline by Alex Warren and Jelly Roll.
It's not bad. It's like fucking Vici shit. It's not bad.
And this is only a matter of time. Jelly Roll needs a way to maintain relevance between album cycles. He'll do guest appearances for damn near anyone. And why would Alex Warren on the come up turn it down? And, well, apparently this is the year where Jelly Roll is going to keep making me eat my words, because I really liked Amen with Shabuzi, and yeah, I really like this too. Although I think it's substantially less excusable for me as a critic. Back to what I said about Ordinary. For as much as some people supposedly hated this style of millennial music and pointed a lot of fingers at Imagine Dragons, I get the feeling that a lot of that came from them being
I don't hate Imagine Dragons as much as other people do. I'm sorry. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, as someone who was a Maroon 5 fan, I could kind of excuse a lot of the shit that Imagine Dragons did.
Silent Majority Act
Makes
an
sense.
easy punchline because the radio overplayed them to hell and back. Not that the sound or style itself was inherently bad or didn't have potential. I mean, Beyonce made a stomp clap folk music at #1 last year, and y'all definitely weren't complaining about that. And I also hear
Yeah, I mean, because it was Beyonce. Like,
roots
Beyonce can do whatever
vocals
she wants.
from both
The fuck she
singers
wants.
who actually have better interplay and harmonies than I was expecting. But along with the fast-picked, galloping acoustic patter, the millennial whoops, I also hear some of the folktronica touches that Avicii pushed, especially when the hand claps ramp up. The children apparently yearn for the millennial chord that inspires some vestige of hope in dark times. But the song is well structured. It's
Recession
got a great hook, and
indicators.
lyrically, I like the angle. Trying to push back from generational neglect and abuse, the fear that comes with running away, but also potentially not escaping your demons, that the family legacy becomes a part of you. And I like that both guys are more side characters in this story, trying to help inspire the audience to get away from some toxic older influences, beat back their inner demons. Couple that with one hell of a hook. Yeah, you know what? If this doesn't become a hit, I'm going to be shocked, because it might be the best thing that both of them have done in a long time. You know what? Yeah, it's great. Absolutely recommended. And in this short week, it's very easily running
cool
away
song.
with the top spot. No contest. And worst of the week, Cliche by Machine Gun Kelly.
No.
Yeah, it's obvious. Kind of shockingly so. Next week, I gotta be honest, I'm not sure. Maybe Miley Cyrus might see some traction for Something's Beautiful, even if I don't think she's about to get an album bomb like Endless Summer Vacation. We'll have to see, given whatever competition might be here or not be here. But until then, I'm Mark. You're watching Billboard Breakdown,
affiliated with Spectrum Pulse. Yeah. Alright, guys, what do you think of the new arrivals? Did you like them? Did you hate them? What would you rate them? Bait them, say them, Kate them, date them, ate them,